Iran says a U.S. mission to find a stranded airman has failed and that it has destroyed several aircraft involved in the operation in its southern Isfahan province. Tehran's account comes after U.S. President Donald Trump's claim that the U.S. had rescued a missing crew of an American F-15 jet shot down over Iran on Friday. Iranian state media released this video showing what it calls the wreckage of a downed U.S. aircraft. AP news agency, citing a regional intelligence official briefed on the mission, say the U.S. military blew up 2 transport planes due to a technical malfunction and brought in additional aircraft to complete the rescue. Mr. Trump has commended the military for pulling off the operation deep behind enemy lines. He says the extracted officer was injured, but is nonetheless safe and sound. For more, we're joined by AP correspondent Sam McNeil reporting live from Dubai. Sam, what else do we know about the U.S. rescue operation?
Good to be with you all. We don't know a lot. U.S. President Donald Trump has posted on social media that dozens of aircraft were involved, but it's important to note 2 things. One, he said that they were in near continuous contact, or they knew where this second down airman was from the beginning. They knew his location the entire time. So that implies some kind of 2-way communication, or at least some kind of tracking ability, perhaps a transponder that he carried with him. And the second thing that this shows is that the United States was able to operate with some impunity deep inside Iran. There was multiple helicopters and aircraft filmed on the ground. Those images were uploaded and verified by my colleagues at the Associated Press to show that they really had complete control of the skies. They were able to go deep despite tribesmen firing at them with guns, or different Iranians firing at them with guns. And there was a call out by the Iranian government to find these airmen. So the race was really on, and if we can take the President Trump's word, they successfully rescued both, and in the process did not lose 2 planes to enemy fire, but rather to some kind of malfunction, and they had to destroy those on the ground. But that's about as much as we know now, and I'm sure more details will surface as we continue to dig into this very important operation within this larger complex across the Middle East.
Now, Mr. Trump's deadline, 48-hour deadline to Iran for a deal is fast approaching. Now, this is not a new deadline. There's been multiple rolling deadlines and extensions. What's been Tehran's response so far, and do we expect a different response this time?
Well, you're right that this is not the first deadline. Iran has mocked previous deadlines. They have said that they are going to ignore them because the goalposts move. They have used the memes about Taco Trump, which is a reference long known around the world about certain issues with the United States president's commitments. But they just announced, and I just have this right here, I'll read, that the Iran's Joint Command has given a response to this deadline by saying that if the United States attacks civilian infrastructure facilities, they will then in turn attack civilian infrastructure in the Gulf Arab states, like here in the United Arab Emirates. If I may quote, "We once again repeat, if you commit aggression again and strike civilian facilities, our responses will be more forceful." That was a spokesman for Iran's Joint Command run by the state news agency.
And the latest on the exchange of strikes across the region, are oil facilities increasingly being targeted?
Yes, that's true. I mean, since the beginning of the war here in the Gulf, there's been thousands of strikes carried out by Iran on America's allies in the Middle East. They feel unjustly targeted, especially when civilian sites are hit, like airports and critical economic infrastructure related to their economies, but also the global energy system. Qatar had a major gas installation attacked, and just today we had an attack in Abu Dhabi that knocked out or damaged a petrochemical plant. Bahrain had 24 strikes against it, one damaged a petrochemical plant, or an oil refinery, excuse me. And then in Kuwait, perhaps the most serious damage. Buildings related to the finance ministry, the energy ministry, the state oil company, and a desalination plant were all hit overnight. The damage there today is very bad. And that hit on the desalination plant is very important because Kuwait gets 90% of its water from that technology. And all of that highlights that the war continues, that in many ways the front line is here in the Gulf, and they have a lot to lose as the war continues and if it escalates.
All right, Sam, thanks for that update. That was AP correspondent Sam McNeil reporting live from Dubai.